Opening hours were spent in the forest of Elwyn. The forest is full of wolves, bears, and murlocs. Most of that time I spent assisting the farmers and knights in the preservation of peace. I even dabbled in some enchanting and realized I need to take care of my robes if I was to be a proper wizard. So I'll need a tailor to show me the ways. And that led me to Stormwind. Now, this isn't my first time here, as I was kidnapped on a train from my homeland in the mountains. But I spent a whole 0 minutes investigating anything here while rushing to Goldshire. So, after hunting down a tailor, which took too long, and making a wand, I decided to pay a visit to the king. Let's see the majesty in all his glory. The city's pretty remarkable, so I assume the king follows. The king's a child, so I was laughing so hard here. I talked to him and uncovered that he was waiting for the return of his father, but if he's the king now, doesn't that mean his dad's dead? Oof, who's gonna tell him? This lady. She clearly didn't like my personal amusement and she glared at me. But F this lady. I'm sure she has every right to be upset with me for laughing at the kid king, but no one glares at Tiny Toast, so I told my friend she's definitely evil and probably pulling the kid's strings. I'm not overreacting, you're overreacting. We returned to the front of Stormwind after being held back from committing crimes against the royal palace, and while in a shop performing retail therapy, panic begins outside. A horde player had died. Now, I'm on a PvP server, so combat between factions can occur. But how did he get here? I imagine the starting zones are really far away. No one in the town had this thought. As level 60 started creating lines around the entrances to the city, my guide began to panic, speculate, and search. A mage began casting AoE impacts around the ground. What is going on? Apparently, a raid. This guy. This dead troll's body was still here. It hadn't turned into a skeleton, and when you die, as I've done many times, you enter a spirit form where you can walk around and back to your body. Ideally, this is used so you find your way back and continue your venture trying not to die. Here, it was being used as a scout, a way to probe the defenses of the capital. This troll could be hiding anywhere amongst us, communicating back to the horde. I began to fill with anxiety as I'm nowhere near level 60. And then I saw red text in the chat. This is it. This is the end. I'll go stop them. I'll buy everyone some time. And at the front of the gate was a knight returning from a journey. Some quests 2 players were completing, but anyone could see it. This isn't a raid, thank God. I followed this party back all the way to the king, trying to push the possible war taking place far out of my mind. They walked up to the king and talked to the child. And of course, the lady had some choice words. I guess everyone's on her bad side. But she's a What? Dragons are in the king's quarters, and the guards are trying to fight the poor souls. But I'm in shock. What's going on? After a long battle, I revive a couple of fallen warriors, and it's a good thing I talked to the trainer beforehand, but we'll touch on that in a moment. I need a pause here. What in the what? This is crazy. I can't recall a time where I had this much entertainment while I was doing nothing. I'm wandering around the world and stuff just starts happening around me. This is crazy. Also, I'm a genius. Totally called her as an antagonist. Sure, I was in my feelings, but it was still right. Now, trainers. From what I can tell, when you level up in this game, nothing happens. I think you get some stat buffs, but your class doesn't move. This led me to have 3, 4 to 5 skills stacked up in my trainer's available teachings. I hated this at first, but quickly came to kind of really like it. It was something to look forward to. a means of taking a break from combat and questing, a reset. They're here to educate me on how I should play this, because I have to pay for their knowledge, and in turn, I have to pay attention to my skills. I'm not just gonna buy things that are expensive. They need to have forward growth for me. I need to pay someone to teach me how to cook recipes, stitch clothing, enchant my things, catch fish, and teach me how to heal others. I'm a player that learns how to do things through feel, and this process had me read the skills and then get a feel for them. In retrospect, that makes total sense, and I know some of you really hate the way I play games. Anyway, venturing back to Goldshire, I learned that you can kite Princess around a fence. Who is Princess? Well, this prized pig. But why would I need to learn how to kite this pig around a fence? Because Princess is one dangerous piggy. She and her gang of hogs feasted upon my corpse many a time, and I only barely made it out alive when I used an obstacle to keep her at a distance. Apparently, this is a great way to handle her solo. And why am I killing a pig? Because she was gonna win Best Pig once again, and Miss Piggy was having none of it. After some grinding in the woods and many more deaths, I bounced all the way to Westfall. I'm around level 14 here, and I spent an embarrassingly long amount of time brute forcing a quest from this man and woman asking me to check on their wardrobe.
See you later.
It's next to the field. You can't miss it. I'm missing it. Then, in my haze of frustration, I received a party invite from a random gnome. All I did was bless them with a few spells as they were walking around. Sure, why not? I could use this as an opportunity to blow off some steam and grind some levels. They shared their quest with me, and we decimated fields along with some other randoms. This was great. Keeping this warrior alive, all while knowing I would die if I didn't watch out for new spawns. Chugging milk and water to keep my mana up while healing this group as they all nearly die. Receiving thank yous and praise? Oh, this is why they do it. I get it. The never-ending praise, random players having their health increase thanks to me? This dwarf's doing his part. Now, Westfall is very important because I get my best friend here. The chicken. That's not a joke. I met this bird of egg, and something inside of me lit up with joy. This is my first dedicated party member. This little bird follows me everywhere I go. They're my rock. While navigating the fields, I learned of a dangerous gang running amok, the Defias. And once again, I'm called to action. Having spent some time here, I then received a letter with a promise of 10 gold or 12 slot bags. All I need to do is make my way to Aberdeen. I don't know where that is, so I'll keep reading. Oh, it has a riddle for my travels. Gone from the mountains land of snow, to the marshes deadly you will go. Make sure to avoid the crocodile, and make your way west to the Gate of Isles. You will find safe passage upon a ship. Be patient, and make sure you enjoy your trip. Make sure you choose wisely which ship you take, for one is right, one is death, the last fake. Do not find your way to Theramore. Find a gnome warlock yet to evolve, and you'll have dozens of new quests you both can solve. Gone from the mountain lands of snow. That's Ironfort. No. Dunmort. No. Dwarf Home. That's where it is. That's the only place I know that has snow. So yeah. In my times from level 1 through 10, I learned my homeland pretty well, but I never went east. So this journey is long. I'm living Frodo's life right now. And after navigating the snow, I stumble upon the Valley of Kings. It's green, massive, a statement, a question, but no time. I need to begin reading the signs and my letters. To the marshes deadly you will go. Well, I'm just gonna go north. I'm sure the roads will guide me. I heavily relied on this strategy until I hit the Silverstream mine. This mine was spooky, not because of the environment, but because the enemies are very strong. Upon exiting the mine, I felt I had gone the wrong way. I haven't seen any marshes, but it's been deadly. Mayhaps the path will reveal itself with just a few more steps. The wetlands. The wetlands are deadly. Orcs occupy the mountains and roam the marshes. The Safari Zone in Pokemon Diamond did not prepare me for this. This is a land of death and nature. And as I wrapped the green belt, I saw him. I saw the Grim Reaper, Death, standing before me atop the beast.
What the fuck is that?
When I selected the character, question marks were the only thing revealed to me. And the word player. This must be a PvP space. I'm level 15. Those are question marks. I don't know how strong question marks are. Look, I'm already losing because that's a question. Oh, they walk off into the fog of the marsh, and this dwarf needs new robes. Stunned, I look at the letters for guidance. Make sure to avoid the crocodile and make your way west to the Gate of Isles. I haven't seen any crocodiles, but west is helpful. I continue through the swamps. In the distance, I spot a ship between the trees. Ah, that must be the fake ship. That has to be the fake ships, because ships famously don't go through trees. And while talking to myself, I attracted crocodiles. My legs were already feeling this journey, but I couldn't stop now. Death is once again beckoning me to join them. I arrive at last to the harbor. I'm exhausted. This world is trying to kill me at every turn, but I can't rest. I need to get on that ship. I don't see any others, so the fakes must have left. And the left path is riddled with bones, so obviously that's death.
Yeah, that's probably death.
I hop aboard the vessel and fancy myself a pirate, attempting to navigate the mass. Oh god, I fell in the water. I need to get back to the dock. 2 other ships have arrived, and mine didn't move. It was the fake.
Oh, where did that show? Oh, shit.
Quickly, my letters.
Oh, no.
You will find safe passage upon a ship. Be patient. Make sure you enjoy your trip. Make sure you choose wisely what ship you take.
I miss it.
One is right, one is death, the last
Oh, but
fake.
this is down the death pathway.
Do not find your way to Theramore. Skeleton path. I would like to interrupt this program and let you know at home, I'm not smart. Thank you. I rush along the path. Good. There are players here. This must be the right ship. The dock is littered with bones as a ploy to fool you. The community will guide me. As the ship takes off, I begin attempting to bless everyone. It's kind of my thing now, but it doesn't work. They have stronger blessings on them. And what's that? Once again, I'm surrounded by level 60 players. Once again, I'm filled with anxiety. We cross the sea to another continent to what I assume is the Horde's homeland. Do not find your way to Theramore.
Ah, shit.
I exit the ship to touch the fly point. Get me out as fast as possible. Oh, the ship's the only way back? Fine, I'll do that. Oh, it's gone. I sat at the dock, waiting in fear, hoping there wasn't a battle raging outside the gate. I sail back to the Eastern Kingdoms and take the right ship. Yes, it was the literal right. I'm crushing it. Back to the letters, and find a gnome warlock that is yet to evolve, and you will have dozens of new quests you can both solve. Do gnomes get tall? This feels wrong. I ponder this until I arrive at Aberdeen, where I get an invite from my friend's party, and their character's name is Evie. Oh my god, this is genius. I arrive and find Evie and start questing. Yes! And of course, I get my reward for traveling across the lands. Now, my bags are 12 slots, and I feel pretty good about it. All these quests seem to revolve around nature, and that makes sense as this is the home of the Night Elves. And it's a very cool change of pace, leaving behind the farmlands of Westfall and the classic forest of Elwyn. We spent some time here leveling up and exploring the camps, and I gotta say, playing in a group or a party is so much better than solo. I don't know if it's better if you aren't playing a healer, but hours of pressing 3 buttons is trying. And I can't learn any new spells as the Night Elves don't become priests, so there's no need for a trainer to be all the way out here. They have to learn about how to commune with nature or something. What's that? They can become priests? So why isn't there a trainer here? Anyway, once again, we devastate the population, and this is also where I learned that other casting classes can regen mana at the cost of their health. I was thrown off so many times when I would heal someone to full and they'd be down to 1 hit point. After some time, we went our separate waves, and I took on the wildlife, ridding the forest of rabid bears, contracting rabies 3 times. It was fun. And during my grind, I consumed enough milk that would make anyone lactose intolerant. Fast forwarding, I journeyed back to Westfall to find some hidden treasure. I died to murlocs and learned they can swim, just like me. I then entered my new role as a dwarf messenger, and I traveled to Lakeshire, then back to Westfall, then Stormwind, then Westfall but harder. I was relaying information and taking care of the Defias, learning about their hidden base. Their hidden base is my first dungeon. Tank, healer, DPS. This is my first time healing in a dungeon. And if the leveling experience was anything to go off of, this was going to be hard. I'm not even sure I like my hotbars yet, so I swapped them. Now, as everyone just thought and wrote in the comments, that's dumb. Why change anything before jumping into a new experience? Why don't do that while leveling so you can get used to it? Great question. Figure out my hotbars, where I want this icon or this one. And my friends are making the party, so we're good. And then I hear we're ready. So I close the menus and no one's around me. They're at the entrance. I sprint my little legs over to the group and we start. We started by clearing the groups of enemies as we fight through an underground cave. Which direction do we go? How long will this dungeon be? How hard will this experience be? I don't want to let people die. I don't want to die. Again, why am I nervous here? This is the same feeling I had in Stormwind, the same feeling I had when I saw the enemy players. I'm scared. I was in a voice call with my tank and warlock, but let me tell you, my ability to understand what was going on screen and the words they were saying left me. I know how to tank, I know how to DPS, and I've even touched a healing class before, but this is very different. My tank pulls and I place a healing over time spell. I go to cast my first damaging spell, and the tank's health is already lower than I would have thought. So I cancel the spell and start casting heal. Then my rogue's health is now empty. I don't have time to deal damage. I don't have mana to heal. World of Warcraft is very different, and I wasn't ready for it. When we pull, I stare at the party's health. It's good. I glance back, everyone's dying. I pop a potion, try and drink it, but the next pull's already coming. I'm still drinking. This dwarf is in his cave, drowning himself in sorrow and stress as he attempts to keep everyone alive. The first boss. We made it. Second boss. We somehow did it again. Third boss. We lost one. I don't even know how they died. They were fine, full health even, then dead. I resurrect them. We heal. I ponder. What did I do wrong? I can hear words in the Discord call, but none of them are registering in my mind. How did I let them go? How did I fail them? I thought the tank would have all the aggro. I don't want that to happen again. Final boss. We made it. This was a blur, a stressful exploration, a real dungeon. And this was the first one? This game is going to be hard. I guess that's why I only have 3 attack spells and so many more healing and protection spells. The Trinity is important here. Tank, healer, damage. You fill the role and you are that role. This was fun. Super stressful, but fun. I definitely need to try to figure out how to queue for dungeons and what my class needs to do. It's a wild shift for me. I want to say thank you to my friends for making this an easier dungeon. I can't imagine trying to do this with complete randoms. And that was my experience from level 10 to 20. I don't know when a level 20 to 30 will come out, as this game takes a long time. I'm Tiny Toast and I talk about stuff I like. Thank you.